Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Today's video is going to be in the camper because this is happening in Victoria as we speak. So we're going to stay nice and warm. Let me show you the outside here. So it's a little bit chilly out there right now, so I thought I'd do a video inside. Today we're going to be talking about what RV is best for you to buy when you're first starting out, whether you're going to live in the RV, whether you're going to camp in the RV. This video is very hard to make, and I've actually started it about 3 different times because there's so many variables. There's space, there is living in it, there is just camping in it, but I'm just going to tell you guys my opinions on each model of RV, and then I'm going to tell you what I would recommend personally. Now, just remember, it is my opinion. I totally understand that other people have other opinions, and I'm probably going to get some hate comments, but it's okay. Let me try to help you if you're a beginner in the RV market. So as a beginner, I would recommend keeping the RV as small as you can. As small as you think that you can have it, that's what I would keep it. So today we're going to be talking about smaller RVs, whether that's a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, a small travel trailer, small fifth wheel, a small Class C. A van camper is small and a truck camper is small as well. Sadly, I'm going to take Class A out of this list. Class A is the big motorhomes, the big, well, they don't have to be big, but usually they're like 35 to 45 feet. You see them going down, especially, well, I'm Canadian. You see them going down to California, Arizona in the winter time here because a lot of snowbirds, a lot of retirees own Class A's and they go park and they go live in them. They have big space, but I would not recommend that for a first-time RV buyer. I would recommend a small Class C, a small travel trailer, a small fifth wheel, a van camper, which is already small, and a truck camper, which is already small. So let's talk about those 5. I think those are 5. So let's, right off the bat, compare a travel trailer and a fifth wheel. If you guys don't know what travel trailer fifth wheel is, I'm gonna put some pictures up right now. The one nice thing about a travel trailer is that it can hook up to a lot of different vehicles. You don't necessarily need a truck to haul a travel trailer. You can hook that travel trailer up to a truck if you want, a smaller SUV, a bigger SUV, and they do make like little teardrop travel trailers that you can hook up to certain cars, I do believe. So that's a nice thing with a travel trailer. Now, even with a small amount of space with a travel trailer, you're still going to have a lot of room inside just because of the configuration in them. So if you'd like to bring your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, and you guys would like to live in it, I've even seen YouTube channels where a full family lives in a smaller travel trailer. They're great for that. You do have the space, you get to hook them up to your car, SUV, truck, and they're awesome. You can even take them off-road. Big Class A motorhomes that I talked about earlier, it's hard to take them off-road. Bigger RVs in general, it's hard to take them off-road. So you're kind of limited, but with a small travel trailer, you can hook up and go camping off on the logging roads. That is a very popular trailer. Now I want to compare it to something that's very similar, and that is the fifth wheel. The fifth wheel's configuration gives you a little bit more space, or it feels like you have more space because the ceiling is quite high. But with a fifth wheel, it installs in the back of your truck. So you do need a truck, and if you have a truck already and you're looking to put something in the box of your truck and then have a camper on top of that, a fifth wheel is not the best investment because it does have to go in the box of your truck. With that being said, both of those RVs are trailers, and you will need to learn how to back the trailers up and to drive with the trailer. So if you're uncomfortable with that and you're a beginner that's uncomfortable with that, I would not recommend them. There is a bit of a learning curve. You can learn how to do it, but if you're just getting into it, I would recommend the next ones I'm going to be talking about. Once again, a really good option. I mean, I actually have some footage of my first travel trailer a couple weeks ago. I saw it on the side of the road, and this is what I started out in. You guys want to see the exact travel trailer that I first started my RV life in? It's right here. I drove past and I go, this looks really familiar. It's this exact one. How cool is that, eh? This Timber Ridge. Now, the reason I sold it for what we're in right now, which is a truck camper, is because of space. I live in my camper full time, and so the space is an issue for me parking on side streets and whatnot. And so that's why I sold it, and that's why I would rank the next 3 RVs, which is a Class C, a truck camper, and a van camper, in the top categories, because you have more mobility because you don't have as long of an RV. or as big as an RV. Let's talk about van campers and Class C motorhomes, because they're kind of the same thing, especially when you get to the smaller models. A smaller Class C basically looks like a van camper, just a little bit of a different design. They are both fantastic for mobility. They're very small, very compact. You can get them anywhere. You can go off-road. You can go camping in them. You can pretty much do anything you want with these RVs. The only downside is with both of them, your vehicle is your home at the same time. And so with a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, you can take your vehicle off and go into town. But with those two RVs, you either have to have a secondary vehicle that you're hauling somehow, or you have to drive basically your home or your camper around. So you kind of have to leave the campsite to go back and forth. But they are a really good option. You can get used Class Cs, you can get used van campers for decent amounts of money, but they do make an all-around great starter RV. Now, yes, I know, well, yes, I'm biased, but I'm looking at this very objectively. I live in a truck camper full-time, and I know a lot of people who live in them full-time, or they just camp with them. And I personally think, being very objective, that a truck camper is honestly your best bet, because you have all of the pros of all the other campers with very few cons to a lot of what the other campers have. And now let's just go through those pros and cons so you kind of get an idea. Pro, you have a camper and you have a truck. So when this camper will come off this truck, when you want to just park it at a campsite or park it somewhere at a friend's house, you still have your pickup truck to take off and go get groceries in. Number two kind of goes along the same lines. You've got your truck for your truck use, you've got your camper for your living area, and then because the camper's on the truck itself, you can pull a trailer. So you can actually kind of have all the three exciting components of the RV life all in one and be able to do it. Now, one negative is that you will need to buy a truck, but with a small truck camper, you can buy a smaller truck and you can buy a used truck. So you can buy a used camper and a used truck, and it won't be as expensive. And if we're talking about the space issue, the nice thing with truck campers is in a truck camper, you're gonna have more space than in a van camper. That's 100% sure. I mean, you've got a ton of space here, and the reason for that, and same with a Class C. A Class C might have a little bit more space, but you're getting that space because you're longer. A truck camper, you kind of gain that space by going up, and so the size of my actual RV is the same size as my truck. Whereas with a van camper, you have a smaller space because it's smaller, and with a Class C, you have a bigger space than this, but you're stretched out over a few more feet, if that makes sense to you guys. So at the end of the day, I've done this video about 3 different times. This video is extremely tough to make because there's so many different ways you can go with all this. But I just wanted to touch on the subject, and I hope that maybe if you're a beginner RV out there, you can kind of see the pros and cons to each. There's many more pros and many more cons to each, but there's just a little bit of information to kind of get you on your way. Any one of those 4 or 5 that I talked about are really good for whatever you need it for. The reason that I sold my travel trailer and went with a truck camper is because I live in this, and so I can't park a travel trailer on side streets every single night. I can park this on side streets. If you really need the space and you're okay with backing up and driving a trailer, a travel trailer would work best. So to answer your question, there's no best RV to buy for your first RV, but if you're starting to get into it, starting to look for it, I would lean, if you're going with a trailer route, I would lean towards a travel trailer. It's just more versatile. And if you're going to the truck camper, van camper, Class C, I would lean towards the truck camper. So in each category, the travel trailer is more versatile, and then the truck camper is more versatile. And I think that that's a really good way to sum up this video if you're a little confused with what's happening right now. Just buy yourself a truck camper. I love this thing. I would not go back. For a long time I debated truck camper versus van camper, and then I realized there's 2 main keys that this truck camper has against a van camper. Number 1 is space, has a lot more space than a van camper. Number 2 is I can unhook my truck and use my truck anywhere. So objectively, I would honestly say a truck camper is the way to go. A truck camper is the way to go. I'm gonna open up the comments for some hate if you feel like it. Take from it what you want, and I hope that you guys keep living that dream. As always, my friends, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully it's not as cold where you are as it is here. And I'm gonna go have a little bit of fun in the snow. Bye-bye.